Of June 20th, 2024, Cherokee Village to order. Join with me in the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We'll recognize a short moment of silence, please. Ms. Clerk, roll call, please.
Harrison. Here. Rachel Tatum.
Here.
Thompson. Martin.
Here.
Smith.
Here.
Ishmael. Jeff Tatum.
Here.
Rowland.
Here.
Mayor and Clerk.
I want to thank you all for being here this evening. Thank you to the audience and the city council members. Had a minute to look over tonight's agenda.
I motion we approve the agenda.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Smith, seconded by Mr. Martin to approve tonight's agenda. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion passes. Have any public comments or question on the agenda items? Seeing none, we get approval of the minutes.
I make a motion, we approve the minutes as presented.
I second.
Motion by Mr. Martin, seconded by Mr. Smith to approve the minutes as presented. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion passes. I guess I would put this under correspondence. This is I received a letter today. I know some of you may already know, but I received a letter today from our treasurer, Miss Deb Wackinger. She says, "Dear Mayor Rose and City Council, please accept this letter as my formal resignation from my position as treasurer with the City of Cherokee Village. I will be leaving my position due to me moving to be close to family. My last day of work will be Thursday, July 11th, 2024. I appreciate and thank you for the opportunity to work at the City of Cherokee Village. I wish the City of Cherokee Village continued success and growth. Miss Deborah Wackinger." I told her I would reluctantly take it, but I totally 100% understand family, and I don't blame her for her decision to be close to family. So with that, we will be taking resumes for a treasurer. If somebody happens to want to be a treasurer for the city, have any accounting experience, please come to City Hall with a resume.
You gotta put that in the paper.
It will be advertised, yes. It will be advertised. Oh, there's one here. Told you I had a long one. It's 4 pages.
Should double space it.
Well, I gotta write it big so I can read it. Alrighty, on to the financials. Anybody see anything in the financials? In looking at the sales tax, we're still at or just above what's expected, what we expected this time of year coming in. The road, the street turnback, which would be the sales tax collected off gasoline and such, it's a little bit down, so people may not be traveling as much on the streets, but the sales tax still holding true. So that's a good thing. That was forecasting a downfall, but so far we haven't seen it. Any questions on anything with the financials?
I would motion we approve the financials for audit.
No reason to approve them.
Okay, we're good.
Well, moving in, I'm gonna try to talk loud enough. Am I loud enough everybody can hear me? So I'm gonna go into my mayor's report. I feel bad that you have to listen to me this long. But my June 2024 mayor's report, I want to start out with an update on the RDOT Bridge Replacement Project. I know by now most of everyone has dealt with the road closure. I want to clarify the alternate routes around the closure. I would ask that normal vehicle traffic use Sequoia Ridge Road to Hiawatha Drive and Skyline Drive. I know that most people use their GPS devices and it will tell you to use a different route. But the roads I mentioned before are some of our wider roads meant to handle a more volume of traffic. Also, Okomogie Drive is a good alternative to use, as it is a wider street designed for 2 lanes of traffic. I also want to remind everyone that these are narrow city streets with many houses on them, not designed for the amount of traffic that the state highway sees. I want to ask that everyone please drive with due caution on our city streets. I've spoken an update on, I'll save that for a minute. City Hall received 1 resume for the open position on the Planning and Zoning Committee, and that is Miss Kelly Harrison. She has an extensive background in sales and currently works as a local real estate agent. I believe she will be an asset to have on the committee. The department heads and myself held a tabletop discussion about the July 4th fireworks display that will be at dark. I didn't put it's 9 p.m., isn't it, Miss Pam?
Yeah, you've got the boat parade first, but yeah, the fireworks start at around dark, is
Yeah,
what
the
they
boat-
always
boat
say.
parade
That's
is
normally
at
9, 6.
The boat parade is at 6 p.m. on Thunderbird Lake, and the fireworks display will begin approximately 9 p.m. or dark on July the 4th, which is a Thursday. That morning, I know Cal will probably plug it a little bit, but our fire department is having its Fireman's Pancake Breakfast, which will be held at Base Hart Fire Station, which is at number 1 Base Hart Drive off Cherokee Road. Please come by and have some pancakes and spend the day with us. It's going to be a good day. I'm going to try to get through this. We've had several questions that get asked pretty much on a regular basis about the continuing construction here at Town Center. Some of the questions we had, one is the construction crew is working extended hours. Yes, they are working extended hours. I've talked with the job superintendent and the engineer for RDOT, and at this time they're going to work extended hours because the amount of rock that they've ran into is more than they was anticipating, and they're trying to get done on schedule because the quicker they can get the bridge or the box culverts poured, the quicker they can get the roadway rebuilt and have traffic back on its normal course. And I do understand the noise. I worked in the utility maintenance. I worked for the water company most of my life, and we worked in many hours of the day and night, so I know the noise can be an issue, but it's just something that comes along with it. We've had people say that they're not have road closed signs up. There are 2 road closed signs at the south entrance by Casey's stating that the road is closed 3.8 miles ahead. It is a white signboard with black writing. There are signs on Highway 62 by the stoplight advising of the detour. I will agree that the signs on the main 4-lane are confusing. I asked RDOT engineer for the message board to be placed by Lakeview Diner after the first day to try to help with the confusion. Just to be clear, the signage on the state highway is the responsibility of Arkansas Department of Transportation and West Plains Bridge and Grading. At this time, we're working on trying to get some signage on our side city streets to help guide the traffic around the detour. I've had questions about it being online, if the plans could be viewed online. To be honest with you, I'm not a computer genius. I've never looked up online, but I can check to see if it's available online. If it helps anybody, it's a state and federal grant job, and it's job 050171. repeating job 050171, that's the job number. Their drawings and plans are at City Hall, and they've been on display in the lobby for the last couple of months. And also, the replacement is not going to be a bridge, but it is going to be concrete box culverts with a raised and widened roadway. One of the other questions is about how long. Said the project, because of the two bridges, has been broken into two phases. The southern bridge, which is the one they're currently working on, is slated to be completed this year. They have, and the northern bridge over on the Flathead side of the town center is going to be for next year, to be a 2025 project. The contract provides them with 90 days per bridge after closure to get the traffic back on the roadway before they begin to get fined. They said that that's a $7,000 a day fine, so they're going to do their best to be done before contract. I hope it's not that long. The questions we get asked about the cement walls, they are retaining walls that are designed to hold the new raised and widened roadway with the sidewalk. And I know these council members, most all of these council members up here have been involved in the city politics up here in the city hall longer than I have, but as far as my memory, this project goes back for at least 16 years that I know of that it's been talked about. The city had asked RDOT, Arkansas Department of Transportation, to look into the flooding issues that happened at our bridges on a regular basis during the spring and fall rainy season. I do understand the last couple of years have been what we call, what we have seen to be dry years, and we haven't had the issues that have been in the past. I've lived in this area all of my life. I have seen it have issues with the flooding and people trying to cross the roadways, and when they get flooded out, the fire department, police department have to rescue them. So we're putting a lot of people's lives at risk when people decide to drive through flooded roadways. Somewhere in 2018, probably between 2018 and 19, I do remember RDOT had several public meetings about this project in this room. The project was funded in 2019, but it got pushed to the back burner because of COVID. In November 2023, it went to bid with the construction to begin spring of 2024. The many utilities involved had to be on board to relocate them out of the highway right-of-way. This project was put into motion before my time in the office, so I was not aware of all the details in the beginning, but RDOT has been good to answer questions when asked. I know that with growth and progress there is pain, and we are in the growing pains. When completed, it will look different, but we should never have to worry about the bridges becoming impassable because of high water again. Sorry about that being long, but that's my mayor's report. We're going to move on into the departmental reports. Do you have any question on any of the departmental reports? I know Mr. Cal would like to, the fire chief, he was wanting to make, I hate to do this, Cal, but get you to come to the mic.
And like you said earlier, obviously, we're gearing up for our 4th of July pancake breakfast and the fireworks display. We've had a lot of talk in our department about how we're going to set up. And we typically do have personnel and apparatus in 2 different parts of the village during the fireworks display just because of the congestion, but obviously we're forced to now with the road being blocked. So with our special event pay, we'll have extra people on duty during the fireworks event, like we did last year, to help handle all that. So that won't be a big deal. Knock on wood, hopefully it won't be a big deal. I said that last year and we had fireworks explode. So beyond that, New fire truck outside. When the meeting's over, if y'all want to take a walk around, I'll open up all the compartments and show you everything that we've got in there. I'm waiting on one thing to come in before it's on duty. So as soon as that comes in, and it may be here tomorrow. So as soon as it is, then I'll train the guys that are on shift tomorrow, and we'll have that thing responding to calls. One thing I haven't spoke to the mayor about, but I wanted to talk to council about, the National Volunteer Fire Council, which we're not a volunteer department, we are a combination department. They've been alerting a lot of volunteer fire departments about potential OSHA changes that will severely affect all departments as far as financially. They're looking to mandate a bunch of changes to rules, and it's a wide range of rules, everything from medical exams to officer training, brake testing. They're going to mandate potentially your trucks get tested, which we have our trucks inspected annually anyway, but it's a crazy amount of rules that they're looking to change with not a whole lot. But I do have handouts for all of y'all because there are websites you can go to voice your comments. Even a member of the public can do that and explain why you might be against these rules or what have you. There's also links. I can email this to all the council because there are links involved where you can read everything that's going to be changed and whatnot. So we'd like your support. I'm going to do one myself as the fire chief to try to maybe, and this is a nationwide movement, to try to stop a lot of these rules because, I mean, yes, we're mostly a career department, but we have 15 departments in the county. They're all rural, small volunteer departments. There's no, if we can't comply, you know dang well these smaller departments aren't going to be able to. So anyway, that's all I've got unless y'all have questions.
Definitely send those to us in email.
Okay.
Be glad to help.
Where can they purchase tickets for the pancake breakfast?
My auxiliary's going around selling them. I've got some at Base Heart. You got any with you? Welcome Center's got 10. Tickets are not necessary.
Can be purchased?
You can pay at the door, same price. But we always sell tickets. That's our big deal, to try to get money on the front end to help us with all the supplies. So,
Thank you, Mr. Cowell. Ms. Megan, anything to add? Everything going good? Alrighty. Mr. Monty, everything, has anything to add to the police report? No, sir. Alrighty. Miss Rachel, you got any updates on the animal control committee?
Nope. We didn't have our last meeting. There were some emergencies that came up.
Oh, okay, yes, I remember that. Rob, Pam, anything on the A&P? Need to get out?
Just trying to work on this 4th of July. So the state of Arkansas changed how they do the application this year. And so I'm on week 2 of just trying to get the application in. So I think it got kicked back for the final time last night. And I got the new form filled out just a few minutes ago with both chiefs, and so I'll be sending that in. So I think our biggest thing is just being prepared for, you know, the closure in the middle of town center and routing all that traffic.
You know, I said in the mayor's report, that's what he's trying to have some table talks with the department heads. Also, we talked it over with the street department. I know in the years past, they've used the street department barrels and cones, so if you want to come, if you need them, just come ask and they're available. They're available to be used.
Great.
Yeah, just plan on bringing the family. It'll be a family day, day of events.
Awesome, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Oh, the airport. The airport's moving along pretty good on their building out there. They're getting they're getting the runway, the old taxiway, they're getting a new taxiway, and the building's coming together, so they're doing pretty good. The Tri-County Solid Waste Board, as I said, they're doing really well out there. They're actually being profitable. They're actually getting materials together and being able to get them out and sold. I said, I always commend Brian Watson out there when he's very good at what he does, so he does a good job with them. So moving into, if there's no questions on any of that, we'll move into old business. Old business number 1 is the Winnebago update, number 39 Winnebago. I talked with Charlie, our code enforcement officer, and then planning and zoning. Excuse me. They've been in contact with the owner of the property. I went out and looked around the property. They've greatly cleaned it up. They've demoed the parts of the structure that was unsafe. The owner had told, I haven't spoken to the owner personally, but he told Charlie, that code enforcement officer, that the new roofing material was on order. They're just waiting for it to be delivered. So he's getting that cleaned up. So as long as he's moving forward with it and getting it cleaned up, the raise and removal is still in effect to where the city can step in, but as long as he's getting it cleaned up, that's the end goal, to get it cleaned up. Old business number 2 was the A&P Statement of Revenue and Expenditures. That was tabled from May for everybody to review. I think we talked that over in the working meeting Monday night. Everything settled with it. We're good to move on. Number 3 was the A&P Commission vacancy. I spoke with Mr. Smith, and he said that the probable person, the hopeful probable, kind of fizzled out, so.
They are moving, they will be here in time, but they're moving into their rental property. So they will not have an Airbnb property, and
Anymore.
that disqualifies them from taking that position. So we're back to square one again.
Yeah.
We will definitely, we will keep the search up to find someone that qualifies for this position. We're just in a very unique position for this particular commission because of the rules we have to follow. We have council members that can be on it, but only 2, so that's Pam and myself. The other individuals who go on this committee either have to have a restaurant here in Cherokee Village that collects that A&P tax, or they must be an owner of an overnight accommodation, an Airbnb or something else that's overnight that would collect a 2% A&P tax. And because of that, it's very difficult. But the individual also has to be a resident of Cherokee Village. We've got a lot of people in Cherokee Village who have Airbnbs, but they're not residents of Cherokee Village. They live in other cities, so that disqualifies them. So it narrows our search to about 8 people, and then you have to convince those people to give up their time. We are a working commission. We don't just show up for an hour meeting. We pretty much have to dedicate anywhere from 65 to 120 hours a year to be on that commission, to be able to do the festivals and things that we plan. So it's hard to get someone who can give up that much of their time.
Hey, Mayor.
Yes.
I just want to, since we're kind of talking about A&P, I just want to say publicly, because at the working meeting, I felt like my, integrity got called into question by a council member on whether or not nightly rentals that I'm a part of and chairman of A&P is a part of were paying their A&P tax. So the following day, I got the property management company that does only 2 properties that I have that are involved in nightly rentals. And she pulled all the numbers, which matched the same numbers that Deb pulled up that he said he couldn't get. And so I just want to make public that I have 2 nightly rentals that I pay A&P tax on, and if anything else has come into question, I kind of felt it was kind of a personal integrity thing, because, you know, I take this job very serious, and I plan to do everything that I'm supposed to do on here, and I was kind of surprised by that comment, and, you know, if any further investigation needs to be done, feel free to ask me or ask you, but I don't want to find out on the tail end that I need to provide this information.
That's it, I'm ready. We're gonna move on. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Number 4 is the Planning and Zoning Commission. We had one resume come in, which was Kelly Harrison. Well, she's in the crowd tonight. Would you like to? Would you like to approach up here and introduce who you are?
I think I can speak loud enough from here, if that's all right. No, the mic will pick you up.
Yeah, the mic will pick up.
Microphone.
Yeah.
Gosh, I'm always told I'm too loud.
Me too.
Thank you, Mayor, for entertaining me as part of the Planning and Zoning. My name is Kelly Harrison, and I've been a full-time resident here almost 3 years. I do have a sales background. I'm excited to delve into the planning and zoning. I love this village, and I would love to see the growth opportunities that can come to this village, and so that is one of the reasons why I put my resume in. And since I'm the only one, then you're stuck with me, since the mayor said it's okay. But please feel free to, I'm looking forward to learning. There's some definite knowledge on the board already, on the commission already, and so I'm looking forward to learning from that and maybe helping them learn some newer things as well.
Need a motion to appoint.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Martin, seconded by Mr. Smith to appoint Miss Kelly Harrison to the Planning and Zoning Commission. All in favor, say aye. Oh, it need to be roll call. Roll call.
I probably should abstain.
Rachel
Yes.
Tatum,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Jeff Tatum,
Yes.
Rowland,
Yes.
Harrison,
Abstain.
Mayor,
Yes.
passed.
Just put terms next to the name so we know, is she filling a spot or is she doing a brand new?
Feeling,
So we need to know
When
when the
that
end
term-
of that term is.
yeah, I'll find that out. Oh, so that gets us down to the new business, and the new business is the special use permit. Both of them are special use permits. Number 1 is special use permit 2024-06, Thunder on Thunderbird Fireworks, which will be held July the 4th, 2024.
I make a motion, we accept both permits. Second.
Okay, and the second permit is special use 2024-09, the Cherokee Village Volunteer Firefighters Association Pancake Breakfast. We have a motion by Mr. Martin, seconded by Mr. Tatum to approve both special use permits. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion passes. Any public comments? Got public comments? Any-
I got one thing.
Go ahead.
This might be a Joey thing, but the other day, I was doing the East Lake Shore Drive, headed from Carroll's towards that route, and where it was going downhill, Dogwood and East Lake Shore, you know, I just kind of slowed down, and here comes a car barreling. And so it looked to me that Dogwood doesn't have a yield, or East Lake Shore has a yield. So 2 roads meet, and neither one's yielding. And. Okay.
At one time there was.
Well, I didn't turn around and go by Dogwood, like I looked in that one section because I figured the yield sign would be close, but if it's just something you can check into, because like I literally had to stop because they weren't stopping,
And
so.
maybe you should change it to a stop sign instead of a yield sign.
And actually, thank you, Miss Heather. So it's out there publicly, the speed limit on East Lake Shore Drive between Dogwood Drive and Cherokee Road has been changed to 15 miles an hour. So, and when the street department cleaned the brush back to try to help with the vehicular traffic that's using that road as a bypass road. So.
Looks great.
And I would just like to say thank you, Joey. You guys did a stellar job. I mean, it's almost looks like a highway now. It's so wide. And good use of the 50-mile-an-hour speed limit, because now they could actually, they could bump that up to 25 or 30 because it's so easy to get through there right now.
I see.
Thank you.
And after the construction and everything's done, and they're not using it as a bypass, we can come back and look at putting it back to what it was, 25 or whatever. But just right now, with all the extra traffic, I thought we'll try the 15 for a while to get people to slow down. Because that road's so narrow.
Well,
It's a road
and
that
Mayor,
was
since
designed 70 years
we
ago.
are on this, have we got any ideas that maybe we will canvass that neighborhood and let these people know that normally on the 4th of July, it is fine for their families to park out on the street. It is illegal to do that, but we've let them get away with it. But is there, when I do my run through there, my 5K run, I knock on every door on that street and let them know that there's going to be an interruption for that day with my runners going through, and they're very appreciative of it. Could we do something like that just to let these people know on the 4th of July, your families are coming in, we realize what happens, they park on the grass, they're not supposed to, but we allow it. They park in the street, they're not supposed to, we allow that. But in this particular instance, I think we're gonna have a lot more traffic going through that area. If there's just any way that we could just put a paper on every door on that street so those people are aware. I mean, there's a couple of families there, you realize they've got kids that have just gotten their cars, and you can kind of tell there are more cars than there are available parking spaces. But if we could just make them aware somehow. I don't think that putting something on social media or putting it on the radio is going to really make the impact on that street that we're looking for.
Yeah, we can, yeah. We'll work on doing that. We'll work on getting that done this next week.
I spoke with Pam as far as a press release in regards to the 4th of July. But yes, we can look into that also. And I also told the patrol officers to step up patrol while that's the detour route that everyone seems to be taking, so.
And Okmulgee is becoming a hot spot. I use that quite a bit, and I do 30 miles an hour on that just because of the side streets coming on and the older population in that area. But I had a guy 2 days ago, he was 2 inches off my tail because I was doing the speed limit, and obviously he had someplace to be. And a lot of this, I think these are citizens that wouldn't normally do this, but they get down to the bridge. Now they're 5 minutes late getting to their appointment, so they're trying to make up that time as they go around Okmulgee. So it might be a good idea to put a couple extra guys over there.
Mayor, do you have an update on new city attorney?
I have spoken with somebody that's very interested. He's supposed to be, he's trying to get a hold of Mr. Abel to see exactly what's it entails. Ms. Trumpy actually found the ordinance from when Mr. Abel was hired, so I got that. I'm gonna get that to him, and, you know, it kinda gives a job description and details, but he's very interested, and he says he's wanting to do it, and he's a younger, go-getter type person, so I hope if he's really interested, I hope he actually comes in and fills out the paper.
Good deal.
So I'm hoping maybe by next month we'll have to vote on it. Is my hope.
Good deal.
Thank you.
Motion to adjourn?
I'm looking for a motion to adjourn. Mr. Martin,
Second.
seconded by Ms. Tatum. All in favor to adjourn? Say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like signs. Motion passes. Thank you, everybody.